Anyway, last time we finished off with this ace-4 here, where I basically raise pre-flop and then just give up on this board because it's very draw-heavy. There's a lot of stuff that that my opponent can have that's hit this board, and I have no backdoor equity and no real equity in the hand, other than my 3 outs, all of which are counterfeit to diamonds. So I will be giving up on this pot in a moment, I'm pretty sure. Raising like a 7-8 here. Obviously, you know, if you're kind of at a stage where you're not sure what to do if you get 3-bet, or you're not sure what continuation betting you need to be doing, or you know how to react to the different things that are going to happen at the table, then you should probably be folding hands like this. But I've played this situation a million times, so I know what to do. Clearly, just folding to the 3-bet there and just checking behind my ace-4. There's a decent shot at my ace-high being good now. I don't think I would really ever bet this river, no. So yeah, I just show it down. There's no real value in a bet on the river there because no really worse can call, you know, because I have a pretty low ace-high. Okay, this ace-10 here on a queen 8-5. Obviously, when it's checked around to me, I'm just going to bet. The reason I'm going to bet is I probably have the best hand a lot of the time. So I'm not really betting as a bluff because I don't really expect any better hands to fold. But the reason that I am betting is because, given that I only have ace-high, the combined ranges of these two opponents are actually pretty strong against me. So I'm trying to fold them off their equity and just collect the dead money in the pot. I think that's relatively standard. But basically, when they check to me, I think that I can take it down a lot of the time, and so I am trying to do that and just take them off. Particularly given that this guy's like 92 VPIP. I mean, potentially it's probably it could even be a value bet because he can call with like you know, worse ace high or king high or some kind of like a 6-7 sort of a hand. So you know, there's potentially some value in the bet, but I'm basically just trying to end the hand on the flop. I think that's relatively straightforward. With this queen 10, I have 2 overcards, backdoor straight draw, and I'm just looking to take down the pot because this guy's representing that he has absolutely nothing. Pretty self-explanatory again. I wouldn't do this with a hand like, well, I guess this board doesn't really, is not a good example, but you know, if the board was like ace high, I wouldn't do this. I'd like to have 2 overcards, some backdoor equity, so if I am called, I'm not completely dead. I think that people make pretty big mistakes in this way by, you know, raising flops where they don't actually have any shot at winning if their opponent calls. The classic example would be the ace high board. You know, raising an ace-high board as a bluff because, particularly an ace-high rainbow board, it's not a bad spot to raise as a bluff because you are representing very strongly, but you have to make sure that your opponent's going to fold because if your opponent calls, you have no scope to win the hand. You know, let's say you have queen 10 on an ace-7 deuce board. You really have no scope to win the hand if he flat calls. So in this situation, it's different because I do have quite a fair chance to win the pot if he calls. It's a little bit difficult because he's short stacked, but if he was a little bit deeper, I'd like it even more because his calling range includes a lot of hands like, you know, pocket 9s, 8-7, 6-5, 3-4, and that kind of stuff, which I can take him off of on a lot of different turn cards. So either I'll get him to fold on the turn or I'll hit the best hand on the turn.